Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new episode of F122 My Team Career Mode. It is off-season time here between Season 2 and 3 as we spent the off-season back home here in Canada, just touching down beside Toronto here. So we enjoyed a nice winter in the Toronto and Ontario area, but just as quick as we got to enjoy that off-season, it was back ready to go in February at pre-season testing at Bahrain. Very excited to get back at the circuit here now, but so many changes coming into the season, from roster changes, but mainly some livery changes as well. Some slight R&D changes, but not too big since we didn't have any regulation changes. But look at that, we now finally have a title sponsor here with Trackhouse Racing. This mod was made by Sanok, one of the community members in my Discord, and big shout out to Sanok, who made an absolutely beautiful livery. Once again, you see, we keep the blue, we keep the black, but we add the Spotify green. Looks very, very beautiful in my opinion. Let me know what you think of the livery down below. We went the first two seasons without a big title sponsor. It was just Trackhouse Racing, kind of like how you see Haas. They're self-sponsored basically. So it's nice to finally get a title sponsor here with Spotify on the car. But obviously that is the least of our worries now. We're focused on having a good season here now, and you can see making some upgrades. We had a lot of money to work with, about $17 million to work with getting some facility upgrades. So we mainly worked on getting fabrication upgrades here for the chassis, as well as the powertrain, so that way we can have more simultaneous upgrades going at the same time. Here is where we line up here on the R&D. This is the big thing coming into the season, of course. No R&D regulation changes, so this is what we're looking at. Red Bull starts the season a good chunk away ahead of Mercedes, as well as Ferrari's a little bit behind there in third place. And look at this, the brand new team that took over the brand new team that took over Alfa Romeo, Audi Sport F1 team, has joined. They're the fourth best team over Alpine, McLaren, Porsche AlphaTauri, Porsche Trackhouse. We are way down the order compared to where we expected to be, but however, look how close we are, say, to fourth place of Audi. So really, fourth place through Audi all the way down to Haas are not far apart. Let's take a look at the new liveries as well as driver lineups. Mercedes, no changes whatsoever. The livery remains the same. The driver lineup remains the same. Lewis Hamilton in his push for an 8th title once again, and George Russell in a push for his first world title as well. Red Bull, you see a new black base, so we brought back the typical Red Bull livery, but now a black base instead of the blue, still with the Porsche power. Verstappen and Vettel behind the wheel of that machine. Then you look at the brand new Ferrari, so Leclerc, Bottas remain, but Alfa Romeo, although they have left as a title team, they are now collaborating with Ferrari this season. See how this collaboration project works out as Ferrari tries to make a push again for a drivers and a constructors championship like season 1. Then you got McLaren Aero now, so Aero is the new title sponsor. You've seen them in the IndyCar program. Still Lando Norris and Carlos Sainz, so no driver changes yet until we get right here. Alpine, the livery remains the same for Alpine. However, Daniel Ricciardo will now be once again teammates with Esteban Ocon after leaving Alfa Romeo, which is now Audi. You can see AlphaTauri Porsche livery remains the same as well, and still Pierre Gasly as well as Yuki Tsunoda behind the wheel of that AlphaTauri. Then you have the Aston Martin, once again remains the same. However, look at this, we got Oscar Piastri that is now going to be teammates with Magnussen, which means Lance Stroll has left his father's team, and you'll see where he's going momentarily. Alex Albon, and then we have Schwartzman, who's gone to Williams. But look at the Williams Martini livery, absolutely beautiful as well. All the livery mods will be down in the description below in case you want some of them, but beautiful. Other than I see the Martini livery or logo is backwards on the right side of the car, but Schwartzman being the only rookie on the grid this season, by the way, alongside Alex Albon. Next up, there you see the livery for the brand new Audi Sport F1 team, but look at this, it's an all-Canadian lineup. Lance Stroll and Nicholas Latifi have gone to the team, so the two Canadians are going to combine forces here, former Williams drivers as well. And then finally, the Haas, we can see still has Schumacher, but now Zhou Guanyu has went over to the brand new Haas design there, and he will be trying to pilot that machine ahead of Mick Schumacher all season long. Here now was the final moments before preseason testing. We were getting in some more upgrades to this car, some coming here just after the Saudi Arabian GP over there in Jeddah. But like I said, you know, we are the fourth worst team statistically on the R&D chart. However, we are very close, really, in reality, to say Audi, who's the fourth best team. So the concern really isn't high. The goal is to be the best of the rest by the end of this season and hope for a regulation change that propels us into a legitimate threat for a championship in season 4. But the goal in Season 3 is to, like I said, be best of the rest and be able to contend for the odd podium here and there when the races get a little bit too spicy. And you never even know, maybe get a freak win. We've done it before in Season 3. I think we did in F1 2021 career mode. So, like I said, never say never here, as we were getting our first moments now with this Trackhouse racing machine and actually certainly testing it out to say the least here, taking it for a bit of a loop here. Now you can see we are on the Mercedes body, kind of like Erva was here as well in his My Team career mode, but I really like this body, and Sanok decided to throw the Trackhouse livery on there. I was originally wanting to do McLaren, but it's very difficult to really work with the McLaren. Livery options are just unbelievably limited on that car here now, but yeah, overall, pretty happy with driving this car so far. Of course, having to work on this setup because I was certainly having a few moments where I was having issues and struggling with this car, but however, the Trackhouse machine was overall, it was a nice improvement compared to last season already, and I was getting very excited, of course, to come back to Bahrain in March and get this third season kicked off here now and really see what kind of pace we're going to have here with this Trackhouse machine, sponsored now by Spotify here, and I'm just absolutely excited for this third season. So many changes, so many livery changes, some roster moves as well, a lot of things to be looking forward to here as we can take a quick look at some of the other cars on track now, Mercedes and all the other teams, as well as we just focus in on Season 3. And you know, we are coming off of in Season 1 we had Charles Leclerc win the World Drivers' Championship, we had Ferrari win the Constructors' Championship. Season 2, it was Max Verstappen winning his second World Drivers' Championship, and then Red Bull went on to win the Constructors as well. Lewis Hamilton had a bit of a mid to late season charge, but fell off right at the end, didn't quite have enough for Verstappen, and unfortunately he just came up short there of that 8th world title. And then, of course, going into this third season, we don't know. I mean, you'll look at drivers like Sebastian Vettel, Lewis Hamilton, fresh off of Sergio Perez retiring. Could we be looking at potentially a Hamilton-Vettel retirement at the conclusion of this season? We both know, or we all know, they are both quite a ways up there in age, so I wouldn't be surprised if one of those two drivers hang up the helmet at the end of the season as well. We have to wonder, can Sebastian Vettel really put the fight to Max Verstappen this season? Because we saw him since the summer break when they came back from Belgium last season. He was absolutely on fire, so we'll see what he can do throughout this third season, because the first half of the season in Season 2 when he went back to Red Bull Porsche, it just didn't quite work out for him. But like I said, ever since that summer break, it's been a new Sebastian Vettel, so very curious to see a lot of things and how they play out here in Season 3. Can Audi bring the fight to the top 3 teams in their first debut season after taking over the assets of the former Alfa Romeo team? And then how will Alfa Romeo's project collaboration work with Ferrari? We'll have to wait and see how that works itself out as well. But so many things, like I said, to be looking forward to here, getting ready for this third and now coming up on 4, 5, 6 hopefully seasons in this My Team career mode now, as we would get our final moments of practice underway here in this preseason testing. And I was, like I said, overall pretty happy with the car, but the question was, where are we going to stack up on, say, the boards, the leaderboard? Where are we going to be here? As we were currently P7, we come down the front straightaway trying to set a faster lap on these softs, couldn't quite do it, but we would wrap up the session here, preseason testing. George Russell actually top of the board. You can see some of the team names not showing up, all the modded team names. I'm not sure what was happening there because it was working fine before with the team name changer mod, but you can see myself and Pourchaire 17th and 19th, so I'm not going to be too concerned about that because it's preseason testing, but definitely a little bit of an eye catcher there to see ourselves that far down the order to kick off preseason testing. That is going to wrap it up for us here today in this off-season video. As always, if you guys enjoyed, you know what to do. I'm looking forward to upping the production even more than we have the first 2 seasons here, and if you guys enjoyed, you know what to do. Thank you all for watching one more time, and I'll see you guys in the next one for the start of Season 3 from the Bahrain Grand Prix. Have a great day, everybody.